ESPN Plus recently came out with an article, and they named this player as a perfect fit for the Green Bay Packers going into the 2025 NFL season, a guy they want to draft in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am your host, Joey Petersen. So happy that you're joining us on this fine day. But before we get into anything else, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, okay, for the best draft coverage you're going to find anywhere on YouTube. We do weekly mock drafts right here on the Packers Report. We give you breaking Packers draft rumors like early last week when Brian Gutekunst was the only GM at Tedero McMillan's private workout. We had you a video in minutes. Also, deep analysis of all the top targets for your Green Bay Packers. You can find that all right here. Make sure to lock us in by hitting that sub button. So who's this perfect fit for Green Bay Packers, you ask? Great question, because it is none other than Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback out of the University of Kentucky. That's who ESPN Plus thinks should be the go-to guy for Green Bay in the first round, okay? And Maxwell Hairston, he's got a lot of redeeming qualities. He's got a lot that I really like about him. Let's hear more about what Matt Bowen had to say on the selection. Hairston is a sticky coverage corner who can create on-the-ball production, and I believe the Packers want to play more man coverage under coordinator Jeff Hafley. They played man only 29.2% of the time last season, the second lowest rate in the league. But they lacked the right personnel. Hairston, though, would give the Packers a perimeter defender who can pattern match down the field with his 4.28 speed. Then Matt went on to say, where would they get him? Pick number 23 overall. And I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of where I start having a problem, because this seems like a little bit of a reach to me. I think Maxwell Hairston's going to be a great player. I think Maxwell Hairston is going to be a first or second round pick. 23, if I'm being 100% honest with you, seems like a little high. I think he's more of an early second round type of guy. I think he's got a lot of redeeming qualities. I think if he's put in the right system, he could be great in year one. But still, at pick number 23, I think there's going to be a lot of guys available that could better suit the Packers' needs than Maxwell Hairston. What say you guys, though? Let me know in the comment section down below. Should the Packers draft Maxwell Hairston in the first round? That's the key to this. Not just draft him, but do it in the first. Let me know your answer down below by giving me a yes or give me a no in the comment section. You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break when that time comes. Don't worry about it. Just scroll down to the comment section, find this pinned comment, and go ahead and give me your answer down below. We got a lot more to talk about Maxwell Hairston, because I'm not just going to say I wouldn't stretch and wouldn't reach for him, but I got to tell you a little bit of my scouting report. Here it comes for you. He's got really long arms, and he's good in man and zone. He's got great ball skills, really fluid hips. His long speed is incredibly impressive. 4.28 at the NFL Scouting Combine. However, he lacks a little bit of functional strength, and his press technique could use a little bit more work, okay? And we'll show you the grades in just a little bit, but he struggled in man coverage this past year, and it's because his press technique wasn't that solid. That was great. Like I said off the top, it's a late round 1 or early round 2 selection. But this is exactly why I wouldn't go Maxwell Hairston at pick number 23. Because like Matt Bowen said, this team's going to play more man, he thinks, so it needs a really great man corner. Well, in one-on-one coverage in 2024, Maxwell Hairston gave up 44 receptions, 432 yards in 2024, that top one. And then in 2022, gave up 12 receptions. Actually, excuse me, those should be flipped. 2023 is 44 receptions, 432 yards. 2024, in 7 games, 12 receptions, 262 yards. So he's a guy, he gets up a lot of catches, he gives up a lot of yards, and I think that the reason that he's mocked this high, if you could call this a mock, is because people fell in love with that 40 time. People fell in love with the way he tested at the Combine. People fell in love with what they saw at the Underwear Olympics, to put it lightly. Here's his relative athletic score, a 9.68, incredibly high. His weight really is the only thing holding him down. His height's not that fantastic. But every other metric, right? The vertical, the broad jump, the 40-yard dash, both of his splits, all of those were in the heavy, heavy, heavy green. This guy tested out of the charts. And that's why I think Matt Bowen included, they're all thinking, you know what? If he's there at 23 for a team that needs corner, they're going to go ahead and probably draft him there. I just hope that they don't. His coverage grade, 66.1. His man coverage grade, like we talked about earlier, it's a 55.1. Not very impressive. Zone, 62.4, a little bit better. These last two statistics, though, are the two that give me the most pause. He forced only 4 incompletions, which is tied for 420th. And I get it, he only played in 7 games. Okay, I hear you. His coverage stops, only 2. Tied for 590th. So this wasn't a guy that was able to make a ton of plays. I think Maxwell Hairston is a guy that from his junior year to his senior year, he got the bump up in competition a little bit, got to say, I'm going to guard each team's wide receiver 1. When I go against Georgia, when I go against Tennessee, give me their best receivers. I got them. And he didn't play that well, okay? So again, I want to reiterate. I think Hairston would be a great fit. I really do. But I'm not interested in him at 23. If Matt Bowen would have released this article and said, Hairston's the perfect fit. Now, where do they get him? They get him late in the second round. I would have said, I 100% agree with you. But to say he's the perfect fit and Packers reach at 23, I don't know if I love that. So coming up, I'm going to give you my top options at number 23. If they don't pick Hairston, which I don't think they will at that selection, who do I want them to pick? Stick around. I'll let you know. But before that, don't jinx it for me, guys. Okay, I am a superstitious guy. It's just who I am. And if you want to give the Packers some luck in the draft, it's coming up, just a few weeks away. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Let's send some good vibes all the way to Green Bay. We're hosting it this year. We got to make a splash. If you want them to kill it, go ahead, like the video. Alrighty, I'm going to give you my realistic options at number 23 because I could say top options and then could just give you a ton of guys who probably aren't going to be there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you realistic ones. Let's start with James Pierce Jr., okay? We talked a ton about JPJ over the past couple of weeks. 6'5", 245 pounds. He could go up and weight a little bit. He's not the best scheme fit. I don't want to say scheme fit. He's not the usual stereotypical Jeff Hafley edge rusher. Size-wise, he's just not. He's incredibly tall. He's a little bit lanky. But still, the amount of pressures he was able to generate, still got 7.5 sacks, which is still great for a college player. I think he'd be incredible in this defense. I think he's going to have a really, really great NFL career. His ceiling is incredibly high, and I think there's a pretty decent chance he's there at number 23. Let's talk corner now. Okay, how about Jahdae Barron out of the University of Texas? Jahdae is a guy I've fallen in love with. I actually have Jahdae with a higher draft grade than I do Will Johnson. I think Barron is the best corner that's going to go in this first round, outside of Travis Hunter. 67 tackles in 2024, 5 picks, 11 pass breakups. Now, he's not your biggest guy. He's only 5'10", a little bit less than 5'11", just under 200 pounds. You're going to definitely have to add a little bit of weight to him, but I think he fits this team in the press man coverage role better than any other corner in this draft will or could. Let's talk about another Texas Longhorn, shall we? How about Matthew Golden? I saw in a comment on a past video that I talked about Matthew Golden, they said, I can see it now. Touchdown, green and golden. I love it. I love that call already. You have me with it. 987 yards in the year for him, 9 touchdowns, 54 was his longest reception. Now, you do have to take into account he did play 16 games because Texas did make a pretty long run in the college football playoff, and they also played an SEC championship game. So 987 for him in a 16-game season is not like as impressive as it were if it was a 12 or 13-game season. But still, I digress. The speed, the catch radius, the clutch ability, his best games were in the biggest moments. I've really fallen in love with the prospect that is Matthew Golden. Also helps a ton. He ran a 4.3940 at the combine. Let's wrap this one up talking about Michael Williams. Now, this is an edge rusher who fits the Packers a little bit more from a size perspective, from a, formation perspective. Michael Williams, I don't think he was utilized correctly at Georgia. They used him a lot a decent bit on that inside. I think he's more of an outside edge rusher. I think that's more of what he's going to play in the National Football League. And I think if he goes to Green Bay, if he's with Jeff Hafley, if he's on that defensive line, he could really thrive with the Packers. All right, before we get on out of here, let me know who's your guy. Of those four I just mentioned, who do you want to take home? James Pierce Jr., Jahdae Barron, Matthew Gold, Micah Williams. You let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, before you guys get on out of here, make sure to hit that sub button, youtube.com/Packers TV. That's where you can get us right here for the best coverage you're going to find on this team. I promise you that. You got it right here. Lock us in. Make sure hit that sub button.